Is this working? Is this working? Hello, is this working? Because if this is working, then I think we might have something here. Let me just go and bring the mic up more as much as I can. Uh-oh. Hello? What's going on? Okay, mic might be an issue right now. Hello. Greetings. This is a really awkward setup right now. This is actually a really awkward setup. I know I'm talking really quiet right now, and that's literally because, okay. The only reason I'm talking quiet right now is because I'm in, like, a hotel, so... Yeah. I don't know how thick the walls are, so you just gotta bear with me on this. Hi, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? This is, yeah, like I said, I'm trying to keep the volume kind of low, and also, why am I just ducking like that? Wait, why am I just ducking like this? Here, let me see if I can just scoot closer to the computer or something. Yeah, so I brought my new laptop over here because what I really wanted to do right now is try, like, streaming at this hotel that I'm at. Like I said, like I mentioned in the tweet, this is basically a test to see how well this is gonna hold up, and it looks like the bitrate is actually like, it's actually pretty good so far. Here, let me go lower the music even more since I'm talking kind of quiet right now. Yeah. To be honest, I really didn't have, like, much faith in... Yeah, I literally didn't have much faith in, well, this whole setup here. But it looks like it's holding up just fine. So, this is a great sign. This is a great sign, mind you. Yeah. So I think we might be able to make this work. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to anybody who's dropping in. I am dropping at least like 12.5 of my frames, and that's actually kind of consistent with how it was back home. So I'm guessing from my desktop, I'm literally getting hotel internet, which, you know what, I was able to stream with before. So I think we can do this. I think this is actually just not bad. Yeah. So the plan for today, since this is just testing the internet here, I'm just going to be chatting for a bit. I don't know if I'm going to do any gaming yet. I do have a couple of games downloaded so far right now, though because this is hotel internet, downloading hefty games is going to be an overnight thing. I'll just say it's going to be an overnight thing. Yeah. One of the games that I was planning to download was Chivalry 2. That was after our dumb doggo Axel was playing it yesterday and basically role-playing as a bard. That was hilarious. Like, literally, that was freaking hilarious. Like, just from the beginning of the stream, from the get-go, Axel just went, yeah, you know what? I'm a bard. He is a bard, he will play music, he will not fight, he will just be a bard. And for half of the stream, I think he was a bard. See, the reason why I say for half the stream, maybe, is because I was also watching, I think the Rust collab between Mume Fauna and, like, Guro, where they ran into Pecora, who promptly tried to shoot at their feet, and that was pretty funny, too. I always like seeing, like... I always like seeing JP members interact with, like, EEN members and vice versa and so forth. So that was kind of that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I like that. I really like that stream. And I still need to catch up on Axel's stream too. I'll admit, Chivalry is one of the games that I've always wanted to play, but never really had the time to, because every time I wanted to play Chivalry, something else would come up, and, well, that would take my time. So yeah, that's, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing if I can get it to download fast enough over here, which, honestly, it might not be possible. But we'll see. We will see. So far, though, I think the first thing I want to talk about, because, you know, structure is definitely my strong point when it comes to talking streams. I just want to talk about how well, like, how well Tempest is doing. Like, I think I'm part of the crowd, like the majority crowd that's basically like turned 180 in a good way towards them. Well, okay, me not 180. I was hopeful, but like with a little bit of doubt. Now I have no doubts. Like all four of them are like wonderful like streamers, honestly. Like Cover hit it out of the park again with who they hired here. Like, dude, Tempest, just all four of them really are really unique individuals, but they all play off each other so well. And then the kind of personalities that they have really give off the vibe of like, say, like the whole idea of the bros and everything. And to be honest, that's I didn't know that I was missing that in my stream watching, but hey, it looks like I was, and now literally I try to tune into every one of their streams because they play off each other so well. Like, I like their brand of humor, I like how candid they are about about a lot of subjects, I like how open they are about like, hey, this is how we interact with like management and stuff like that, this is some things that are going on in the back end. They're not beating around the bush with anything, they're just really like casual and candid. And in terms of like Vesper, for example, he's very like enthusiastic and just like just a big dork, and he's the one I'm basically like, you know how I said in the watch along stream for them, I was actually vibing with like Vesper the most. Yeah, it still rings true. It really still rings true. I just really like the guy's personality and enthusiasm. He's literally the older member that I wanted out of like Tempest, so the fact that it actually came true, yeah, that just, you know, I'm kind of glad for that. Now, me and my superstitious self, I'm usually wrong about a lot of things, and that, you know, that kind of refuels it back into, you know, being not superficial, superstitious. Yeah, I almost said superficial for some reason. Now, yeah, so my superstitious self always pegs myself as, hey, I'm always 100% wrong about something I'm adamant about. And, you know, I'm kind of glad that I was right about this one. That Vesper was going to be the older, like, the older person of the group. It might not be by much, but the fact that his game, the games that he has the most knowledge about are games like Diablo 2, World of Warcraft, Myst, all those old classic games from the early 2000s and 90s. Yeah, that, in my opinion, yeah, you know, I can vibe with that. I can vibe with that, definitely. Though that being said, I wish I had more knowledge about Diablo 2. I definitely think I'm younger than Vesper. At this point, I definitely think I'm younger than Vesper, especially with his game choices, yeah. I mean, I know he says he's 28, but he strikes me as somebody who's like, at least he hit his, I think he's like 30 or something, which honestly is not a bad thing, like legit. Hollow Pro is not the kind of agency that's gonna go the whole route of, yeah, we need to hire them young and we need to make sure like they're young and stuff like that. No. The fact that you have older members, like I'm pretty sure quite a few of the members from like JP, well, and now I believe Hollow Stars as well. A lot of them are like pushing like 30 or are 30 already. So the fact that they have a place in like entertainment or like in streaming despite their age is, you know what? It's fantastic. I love that. So yeah, I've been trying to watch Vesper the most. Yeah, whenever he streams, I try to watch it. Though I have a caveat though, if it's a certain game, it depends on the game too. Because I know he had a West of Loathing stream. Though for me, I think I got my fill of West of Loathing when Gura played it a while back. I mean, she still hasn't continued it. Well, I mean, it's kind of like... So here's the thing. I kind of wish that Gura would, like, finish West of Loathing, but I don't blame her for not finishing it because, hey, sometimes stuff gets in the way. Sometimes new things pop up. That's fine. I mean, look, with how many games I've been, like, playing and not finishing just off-stream, yeah, it makes sense. I don't blame her. But yeah, West of Loathing though, yeah, I don't know, like for me, that's like a one stream type of thing for me as a watcher. Like all the hilarious bits that I really like are in the beginning of the game essentially. So yeah, once Vesper got done with that stream, I was like, well, I didn't even watch all of it. I was like, yeah, you know what? Yep, this is West of Loathing. I know everybody's gonna be laughing at the whole like funny walking if you get the right book for it in the tutorial of the game. People doing like their own voices for the character, though I don't think Vesper was doing that. I don't think he's the Altair type where he gives each character like their own voice. But yeah, the funny thing about that stream that I actually noticed, what Vesper really conveyed was that he really likes to think about his choices a lot, and for some reason, well, I'm sure he has his own reasons, but the fact that he relates his choices to how he would actually, like, you know, choose them IRL is kind of endearing and kind of wholesome, because, like, look, if there is, like, a separation between what you would actually choose, in terms of game choice, if there was actually a separation between what you choose as a game choice, as opposed to what you would choose IRL, most people would actually choose the more chaotic options, the options that would, you know, get a better a more funnier reaction or like result in the game. But yeah, no, Vesper, like he was just doing it all honest, like, and honestly, that's not what I expected. Part of me is a little disappointed because he didn't pick the funny choices or like the sassy choices, but you know what, part of me like really appreciates just how honest he is, because like he even explains his choices too. So that's how you can really, watching that stream, if you want to know how Vess is like he really conveyed it well during that stream, where he in the fact that he was being honest with his choices and just being like explaining them as well. That just basically told me he's a very honest man. So, you know, I think I wouldn't be surprised if after that stream everybody just like endeared themselves to him even further, because already so many people are just endeared to like Vess. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. I will definitely tune into all of his chatting streams though. Like, that man could just talk for like 5 hours and I would have been like, yeah, no. Even though it's just you talking, I would listen to that. Shoot, if I'm driving from like, what is a 5-hour distance? South. So theoretically, if I'm driving South Oregon or like mid-South Oregon up to Seattle or something, that's about 5 hours, right? If I did that, then I could throw on like a 5-hour Vess chatting stream, and I would absolutely just like be satisfied the whole way. Yeah. Man. So Vess is great. Let's see. Altair, his Legend of Zelda streams are already great because he is the VA of the group, and he's really revealing himself to be very for lack of a better term, I would compare his whole demeanor and everything, and like his subversion of like people's expectations out of him due to like his voice and like mannerism stuff and stuff like that. I would compare him basically to be like similar to Mume. Like seriously, like that guy. Okay, Altair, I thought he was gonna be the say-so, like, oh, he's the good, honest lad. He's a really like soft-spoken, good kid and everything. But no, dude, he is very chaotic. He is actually very chaotic and likes to troll his like he really likes to troll his gen mates really like a lot. And you know what? I'm all there for that. Like Soft Boy, who is in fact chaotic, great. I will definitely be watching collabs between Altair and other members too. Magni's also great too. Super meme lord. He basically is the if you want to know how Twitch chat is like, or like a Twitch streamer is like, and you've only watched like YouTube streams for like the longest time, Magni is the kind of person you'd watch because it's like his chat just reminds me of like Twitch chat, for better or for worse. But it's kind of refreshing comparing his chat compared to like every other member's chats. He's basically wearing on his sleeve that like he's much more inundated to the Twitch environment. Yeah. Oh man, the boys are great. The boys honestly have impressed me a lot, and you know what? Shoot, I'm really surprised at how successful they are so far. Like, man. Like I said, Hollow Pro knocked it out of the park with his first generation of Hollow Stars EN. So yeah, I can't wait what this next year is gonna give us for when it comes to like the boys and their content. Like, I'm excited for it, though I always have this like thing about me where I always have a little bit of doubt just to keep things on a realistic level. If you keep things like super like oh 100% enthusiasm, I don't think anything's gonna go wrong and stuff like that. That kind of like personality or like outlook, it's just like, to me, I don't know. I've been burned way too much on that kind of outlook to really like go back to it. So I'm not saying this as me thinking like, oh no, this like honeymoon phase is not gonna last. They're just going to, it's just gonna like end up badly and stuff like that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that, hey, always leave some room for like a little bit of doubt, because it's like, at least you're prepping yourself a little bit for a disappointment if it ever comes, which is kind of a sad outlook on life, but to me, it's kind of worked out for me so far, because, hey, so this actually plays into like a certain situation that's happened to me that resulted in me not getting to where I needed to be in terms of, well, this facility that I'm at. I didn't get here on time. I got here a day late. Yeah, no, this actually plays into it. So what ended up happening was that on Monday, I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I do that. I groggily get out of bed, get everything like souped up and together. I stuff my PS4 into like my suitcase because I was using that last night, and then I put it on like my like weight scale and says, oh yeah, no, this is like 49.8. I'm like, oh, perfect. This is totally accurate. Surprise, surprise, it wasn't. But thanks to the baggage, thank you to the baggage lady who said, yeah, you know what, this is fluctuating on our scale. Yeah, just go walk on ahead before it settles. I'm like, thank you so much. But I'm getting too far ahead of myself right there. What ends up happening after I get everything together and I call my Lyft, because apparently work doesn't want me to use like an airport shuttle system. They don't want me to use that apparently, so I had to use the Lyft. And funnily enough, Lyft is way less expensive than an airport shuttle like system. Like, oh my god, it is so cheap, like half the price. But yeah, so I get my Lyft going. It's like, okay, yeah. I do that, go to, takes like maybe like an hour or so to get to the airport or something like that. About an hour. I wasn't really counting. I just wanted to get there and get it over with so I can just sleep on the plane. I get there, and I go up to like the kiosk and put in my record location number or whatever, flight number or something like that, whatever the hell they call it. It goes by so many different names. I just sort of give up on that. But yeah, I put it in there. It tells me, hey, see the full check-in lady. So I'm like, oh shit. Well, this is great. So I go to the check-in lady, the full check-in lady, because there are two different places where you can go to for a quick check-in if you've got stuff prepped beforehand, which I did, or at least I thought I did, and then the full check-in, which is if you're super lazy and just didn't want to do anything until you were at the airport yourself. Yeah, so I had to go there for some reason. And then the lady basically told me that, yeah, your flight was canceled, like, literally this morning. And I had to take a look at the clock again, and I look at the clock and I'm like, you know, you know, you know, it's literally only been like 4 hours since like midnight. Are you telling me that the flight was canceled in those last 4 hours? And yeah, I kind of had a back and forth with them, and they basically told me that they couldn't even get me a flight, any flight on that day, and basically my next best option would be to tomorrow. Yeah, I had to get a flight for tomorrow. And you know what? Because this was made through work, because this flight reservation was made through work, my work secretary, she set it all up and everything. I basically just went ahead and just called the travel agency and just straight up just told them, hey, can you get me on any sort of flight to get to where I need to be? And you know, after like an hour, literally it was like an hour, most of that was just waiting for them to get back to me. They basically said, yeah, okay, so we're able to get you on a 10 p.m. flight. A 10 p.m. flight. A 10 p.m. flight to where you need to be, and you'll get there at 7 in the morning. And I'm like, good lord. But okay, let's do it. I was literally ready to just go back home, sleep that day. Just try to sleep that whole day. Well, actually, no, not try to sleep that whole day. Stay up that whole day, even though I stayed up quite a bit, like the night beforehand, because I wanted to sleep on the plane. I was prepared to stay up even longer, just so, like, I can make that flight and sleep for most of the trip there. Yeah, so I made that reservation. I confirmed it. The lady was talking to me about, yeah, sorry, this all happened. I had to twist the manager's arm a little bit over on the flight provider's end, and I basically told them straight up, like, yeah, no, I expected this to happen. I literally expected this to happen at some point during one of these trips. Literally. I am not super angry at all. Like, I was not even angry. And then she basically just complimented me, saying that, hey, that's a good attitude to have about things. I'm glad you're not angry. And I'm like, really? Is that something to praise someone about? Like, seriously, is that really something to praise someone about? I honestly was just speaking from the heart, saying, like, I'm actually not disappointed, because I knew this was going to happen at some point. And this basically just like, you know, plays back into the fact that, hey, even though I'm saying, like, the Tempest boys, I have confidence they're going to do well into this year, into their first year. I'm always going to have a little bit of doubt in case something, like, you know, like, turns sour and stuff like that. It's just, for me, it's a mental safety net. It's literally a mental safety net for me, and I think having these mental safety nets are pretty important. Yeah, because honestly, I'm more of the kind of person that tries to save themselves from, like, future disappointments. Yeah. That's why I do have doubts about basically everything and anything that I do, or at least I try to. It's just to basically save myself the disappointment and, like, the frustration. 'Cause, hey, I mean, if you can prepare yourself for frustration, you can recover more quickly from it to, like, well, if you can prepare yourself for future frustration, when it happens, if it actually happens, then you can recover quicker from it. That's my whole thought about that, you know? Yeah, but that's just me. I'm not going to begrudge anyone who doesn't think the same way as me. It's like, yeah, no, that's just a me thing. And it's worked out for me so far. So yeah. But that's not where the story ends. So, knowing that I either have a choice between, okay, should I stay at this airport for the next 15 hours until that night flight, or I can just, you know, go back home and rest there in my comfy bed. Yes, I decided to do the smart option. And, you know, here's the thing. Right as I just got comfy, like, in my bed at home, I, you know, throw on some, like, ASMR and stuff like that just to help me, like, take a nap for, like, a little bit because I was just dead tired. Like, the time I was tired that day would coincide for when I would get onto, like, the plane if the flight was not canceled, mind you. Yeah, no, I get a call from, like, my work's secretary, and then they basically told me, so yeah, yeah, we kind of, so yeah, here's the thing. In order for you to get, like, enough rest, we rescheduled your flight to, like, tomorrow, like, in the morning at 7. And then I basically just went, I was so, like, thrown off by that because I literally spent, like, an hour, or maybe, like, an hour and a half of going back and forth between the travel agency and that travel agency going back and forth between the airline service to reschedule the flight, only for my work secretary to just basically tell me, yeah, no, we just rescheduled it for you so you can get enough sleep. And I just basically went, I just said, yeah, okay, yeah, I just basically went, yeah, okay, sure. And then I hung up, and then, like, I did, like, that 1,000-yard stare at my ceiling. Like, I could see the little bits of, like, dust in the ceiling, too, like, all the cobwebs and everything. Okay, there's no cobwebs, like, on my ceiling, but you know what I mean. Like just focusing on every little bit of, like, my ceiling, and then basically just, the resultant of that was me going, I just wasted my time here. I didn't even anticipate this happening. There is a lot of things in life you really can't, like, anticipate. So, yeah. I basically wasted my time that day. Yeah. Internet's going a little bit weird. Give me a second here. Okay. Okay, give me a second. The internet's going a bit weird here. Okay, it's stabilizing again. Okay, we're good. So yeah, nah. Yeah, I did. Even though I said that to prepare myself for future disappointment, I leave a little bit of doubt. Yeah, I did not expect that to happen. Even though it sounds very mundane, apparently I didn't account for the fact that, you know, since my work's secretary kind of makes the flights for everybody who needs to go to, like, this, like, specific training session whenever they need to. Since they organize the flights and everything, they could very well just, like, call on behalf of, like, me, for example, and just reschedule my flight if they need to. So yeah, that's a little bit frustrating right there. But hey, I got more time to rest. I say as I just decided to, like, sleep for, like, 2 hours and then play Monster Hunter Rise for the rest of the day. I literally just... Okay, yeah, I just decided to play Monster Hunter Rise for, like, the rest of the day. Like, I can't even, like, lie about that. Ah, man. Speaking of Monster Hunter Rise, yeah, that day, I started working on my Charge Blade sets. Because, you know what? I finished the game using a Charge Blade, and then it kind of makes sense for the final weapons that I need to make builds for would include Charge Blades. Yeah, it makes sense to me. It really does make sense to me. But yeah, that's been fun. Oh, hey Alex, how you doing? I hope the stream looks fine for you. Oh shoot, wait a minute. I just realized something. I didn't even change the name of the stream, didn't I? Ooh, my bad. Let me go and change the name to the stream. How do I do that over here? Oh, that's... where's the tool for it over in, like, OBS? Can I actually just... Oh, wow. It's not there. Yeah, how you doing, Alex? Currently, I'm trying to figure out how to change the name of my stream. That's, interesting. I don't know how I could... There we go. Nope, that's the stream key. Well, that's great. Can I actually, like, change the name of the stream? Stream preview? Yeah, you know what? Oh, there it is. Edit stream info. Yes. Internet test. Internet test. There you go. Just chatting. Alright, there we go. Done. There you go. Yeah, but yeah, how you doing, buddy? Let's see. You doing fine? Oh, yes, you can change it. Yeah. I just figured out how you can change it by not using, like, OBS. Because most of the time when I change, the stream title, it's usually via, like, via a panel over in, like, OBS. I think this is the first time I've changed the stream title using, like, the stream manager over on, like, Twitch. So, hey, I learned something new. I learned a little bit of something new. But yeah, if you're wondering what the stream was about, currently I am away from home and am now currently streaming on hotel internet. So, as you can tell by the title, this is just, if you refresh your page and everything, this is a, basically a test of the internet to see how well the stream is running. I'm getting fluctuating bitrate, but it's not as bad as I thought it's gonna be. I have to stream at like 2500, like, at a 2500 bitrate, but as long as I can get some consistency, I can deal with like a drop in quality, because hey, there's nothing I can do about it. This is hotel internet. You're testing hotel's Wi-Fi? Absolutely. I'm testing hotel Wi-Fi right now, so I hope the stream doesn't look too bad, but definitely tell me if the stream is actually running like at that most okay. I'm not expecting anything amazing. I'm just expecting like, okay, this is okay. This is okay. It's doable. It's doable. It's clear? Oh, it's actually clear? Okay, if it's actually like clear, then that's a good sign so far. Because on my end, I'm seeing like the bitrate like fluctuate like here and there a little bit. It's nothing too bad. No huge drops and everything. So if it's clear so far for a just chatting stream, I think the next time I stream sometime in this week, which might be the day after tomorrow, I'm probably going to go and actually like game for a bit. Cause right now, I'm gonna only be streaming for about like an hour because this hotel has a specific time for like dinner, and I want to get there when all the food is made like fresh and stuff, you know? I don't want to like delay that by like an hour and then everybody gets all the good stuff and everything. It's like, hey man, I want to get my special for the day. Give me my pot roast and everything. Like I just want to have some good pot roast tonight, all right? That being said, I don't even know if pot roast is the like hotel special tonight. But I'll find out. Whatever the hotel special is, I want to get it fresh, you know? Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be like just an hour chatting stream. Yeah, just as like an internet test. So yeah. Yeah, so if the internet's great, then the next stream will be a gaming stream. It might only be like an hour as well because of this like specific like, you know, hotel like dinner time and stuff like that. And typically I get out of class I think at what time do I get out of class? It would be around like 4, I think. 4 CST. So for PST it would be 2. Oh, what game? I was thinking either like, well, I mean, I have Monster Hunter Rise, so I could do that, but I also downloaded like Vampire Survivors as well. And I touched upon this like earlier on in the stream. If I have enough time to download the game before like the guest internet like time frame thing runs out, then I'll grab like Chivalry 2. But that really depends on if I can get the game downloaded like fast enough before that like hotel internet time limit thing like runs out. So yeah, Chivalry 2 might be a thing, but currently right now I have Vampire Survivors and like Monster Hunter Rise. Going to look forward to it. See, I'm looking forward to it too if I can make it work. One, I still need to buy Chivalry 2, but like, I mean, I was already gonna buy that in the first place, so that's not really a question of am I going to buy it or not. Yeah, I've been wanting to play Chivalry for like a long time because I think the first time I saw gameplay of like the original Chivalry. That was like so long ago, but seeing like a first person like melee like combat like PvP game like that was just so satisfying for me to watch at the time. To the point where, man, I was wishing I could have bought the game, but that was during a time when I had like no job because I was, you know, I wasn't even old enough to like work and stuff like that. I also didn't even have a PC that could play the game. But now, since I do, and well, I'm not at my desktop right now, I'm using a gaming laptop, I can probably like play it now. And yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I might do the thing like what Mr. Axel Sirios on like YouTube was doing, where he began the stream just role-playing as a bard, because I don't know if this is a thing you could do in the original Chivalry, but in Chivalry 2, you can legit pick up like a harp or something, or like a bard's harp or like a lute or something, and then just play it while everybody is just going to town on each other around you. I would love to do that. I am planning on doing that, because that just seems super fun to me. But yeah, it's been a while since I've seen, like, well, aside from recently, like, anything, like, Chivalry related, so it's all gonna be, like, practically brand new for me, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's only if I can get the internet to work out. Well, the download to work out. The internet is apparently working out just fine according to you, so that's great. But if I can get the download to be working just fine, yeah. Oh, speaking of downloads though, there is another thing I wanted to talk about too, and it's the fact that my friends were telling me to come back to like Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. They were literally telling me to come back to New Genesis because apparently they're doing a collab right now with, like, Hololive Production. Yeah. They were legit, my friends were waiting for this collab to just rope me back into Phantasy Star Online 2, because they know how much of a VTuber, like, fanboy I am. And I will admit, the fact that I can now get the costumes for, like, Fubuki, Ina, and, like, Shien, I'm like, yo, this, okay, Shien's one especially looks pretty sick. It still has that high gloss thing that NGS, for some reason, has, so I'm still gonna have to use, like, when I re-download the game, I'm gonna have to configure, like, my shaders or something, or download some, like, good shaders or something like that. But yeah. That's definitely sometime down the line. The problem with that game, though, is, Alex, I don't know if you know this, but Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, because it includes Phantasy Star Online 2, the original game, with it, because in the game you can transition between that game and the new game, like, seamlessly, or, well, almost seamlessly. There's a loading screen, but still. Yeah, the size of the game is kind of horrendously huge. So, I don't even know if my, like, laptop is going to have the room for it. Because when that collaboration with Hololive, like, games are always huge, oh man, then, yes, games are, like, always huge these days, but for some reason, for as old of a game as PSO2 is, well, PSO2 base, not New Genesis, but them together, like, PSO2 base is already a huge game for some reason. Then NGS comes in, then just adds to it, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 100 gigs or like more, and I don't even know why. Like, I can't even fathom what is it in that game, in PSO2 base, like base PSO2, that warrants having so much of, like, that. What in that game could, like, surmount to, like, 78, like, gigs or something like that? Like, last time I checked, before, like, New Genesis dropped, I don't even know. It's probably all of the, like, gacha costumes and all of that, and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can really think of. But yeah, like I said, it might not even fit on this like on this laptop that I have, cause well, when the collab drops is when I have to be out here again, cause the training session that I'm in for work right now is about, say, like 3 weeks, basically 3 weeks, and then after those 3 weeks, I come back home for only like 2 weeks at most, and then I go back here. Like for this next half of like the year, the rest of the year, I'm literally just half the time is gonna be out here, and I'm kind of frustrated by it, but I knew it was gonna happen. So in terms of stream quality, I'm gonna try to make it work. It's already looking good so far, but every time that I come out here, I'm gonna try to make it work. Yeah. So yeah, that's just basically an update of what's been happening. About PSO2 though, I just want to say that Phantasy Star Online is one of my favorite games of like game series of all time. Yeah, Phantasy Star Online is one of my favorite game series of all time, but like New Genesis kind of like soured that a bit for me. It really did. It's just, I wouldn't suggest playing that game. Phantasy Star Online 2 though, the base Phantasy Star Online 2 though, it's a pretty good game. It's still not my favorite Phantasy Star Online though, but hey, it's a good game. Yeah. You know what? I just have a question. Like, since we're on this talk about like MMOs, like, do you have any MMOs that that you remember playing a lot of like in your past? Well, if you were an MMO person, me, I was kind of an MMO person, or at least I tried to be. I played the RuneScapes, I played the Maple Stories, I played the Dungeons & Dragons Online, I played whatever I could with the kind of like shit PC that I had back then. But I didn't get to play all of them, because a lot of them had like monthly subscriptions that I couldn't pay for because I was literally just a child. But yeah, is there any MMOs like you remember playing a lot of back in the day? Because, man, for some reason, I feel like I've played... God, I feel like I played so many of them. And so many of them were literally at like 15 FPS, but I just did it anyway because I just wanted to be part of the MMO atmosphere. I literally even like... Okay, well, I wouldn't count this game as like an MMO personally, but it's like a chat room-ish. But like Club Penguin, I even played Club Penguin a bit because I just wanted to be part of like an online like atmosphere, you know? Even though I didn't really talk much in it. Nope, because you only started playing games since 2016. Oh, cool. Wait, actually, like a very like recently new gamer. Nice. Nice. Because you started playing games since 2016. Yeah, so you've only been playing games for like 6 years now. Yeah, that's relatively new. Well, yeah, no, grammar mistakes, I don't mind grammar mistakes. Like, seriously, I don't mind grammar mistakes. You're fine, you're fine. I got the gist of what you were saying. But yeah, since you've only been playing games since like 2016, what have you been like into? Cause yeah, shoot, I've been playing games basically my whole life. Shoot, I remember my first time picking up a controller was when I was 3 years old, and that was Super Mario World on the SNES. That was the very first game that I ever picked up, and the game I barely remembered because I don't think I've played like any Marios like closely since then. Your first game you played was Minecraft? Yeah, you know what? That's fine too. Shoot, Minecraft, like, okay, look, Minecraft is a game that's gonna be remembered in the history books. It's honestly, Minecraft is one of the biggest games of all time, and I understand why it's so popular. How, like, through modding and stuff like that, you can permutate it to basically anything that you want. How people literally took, like, the game and then made it into several, like, other games via, like via mods and stuff like that, how people have created like communities out of like their servers and the like, and how it's became like a staple game for like a lot of like, say, like content creation groups and like agencies and stuff like that. Infinite possibilities, absolutely. Minecraft was the one to blow up. It's the first one to have its foot in the door when it comes to like voxel builders and stuff like that. It was the first one, and it remains as basically like the biggest one. And to be honest, I was thinking of getting Minecraft myself at one point. But the problem with Minecraft for me is that I'm not a creative soul. My soul is not creative. Part of me thinks that the biggest part of like Minecraft, like if you're not playing with like mods or anything, like the biggest part of Minecraft, what it feels like to me is like what you can create using the resources like in the world, and how you can basically like your mind is your only limitation, and boy is my mind my biggest limitation. Yeah, I honestly would have to research as many like build projects as possible that other people have made in order to get an idea of what I would want to make in Minecraft. And then at that point, it would basically be my own patience with myself to like create it. And the problem with me is that I kind of have an impatient streak, and couple that with like a mentality of like not being that creative in the first place in terms of like structure building and stuff like that. Yeah, Minecraft might be a hard sell to me. But the thing here is that if you were to add mods into the mix and add more of like the mods that didn't really have to do with all the building and stuff like that, then you know what? I could probably do that. I could honestly probably do that. But I think another one of the factors that makes Minecraft like a hard sell for me personally is the fact that I would need some like a close friend to play with at least. And the issue here is that basically my whole gaming group are people that don't play Minecraft. Literally some of the only people in the world that have not played Minecraft. I don't know how this happened, but yeah, apparently the gaming group that I frequently talk with and like game with, they just they just don't play. They don't play those like crafting games and stuff like that. Ah, man. But yeah, if at a point where I actually have like another person to like play with that I'm close with, then shoot, I'll do it. To me, any kind of multiplayer game is fun, as long as, you know, you have like somebody you vibe especially well with, like to play with, you know. There's also 70-year-olds that are playing Minecraft. Well, shoot, there's literally like 70-plus-year-olds who play World of Warcraft still. I think there's this like grandma that streams on like Twitch, and she just like plays World of Warcraft like only and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of like elderly people that have been playing games now. And a lot of those elderly people have just recently got into gaming as well. So it's kind of incredible to me how I think the idea right now, like it's weird how there's an idea that like, oh, you know what, the elderly, yeah, they wouldn't understand video games and stuff like that. They're underrated. They're hella underrated. Yo, those elderly folks that like have come around to gaming and actually do that as like a hobby, you know, to keep their mind sharp and everything, like they're based. Honestly, they're based. I'm cool with them. Like, shoot, there are folks at like my work who are like vets. They are vets, and they literally have like a whole like clan going on in like Battlefield, whatever the latest Battlefield game is. Like, yeah, there are a lot more like 50 or 60-plus-year-old like gamers these days than what like other young people may think. And you know what, that's kind of incredible to me, because for me, gaming is such a big part of like my life. And honestly, I'm really happy just to see it being like just to see it being accepted. Let's see. Seeing it being accepted is just like really wholesome to me. Oh, and speaking last Wednesday, are you okay there? Speaking last Wednesday. What happened last Wednesday? Let me see, cause I'm trying to remember what happened last Wednesday. Let's see here. What happened? What was last Wednesday again? That was like the 20th? Yeah, what's the... Yeah, can... There was an earthquake last... Oh, really? There was an earthquake? Oh, 7 o'clock a.m. Yo, honestly, like, in the West Coast... Okay, see, here's the thing. West Coast people, especially Californians, for example, are just so used to, like, earthquakes that, because me, I live on the West Coast. I live on the West Coast, US, and if there was, like, an earthquake, I mean, some of us are just so used to it that we just, like, sleep through it sometimes. And that one, if an earthquake did happen last week, then I probably slept through it. I'm just gonna be completely honest, I probably slept through it. Man. Yeah. See, that's what happens when you have, like an area of, like, the US that literally lives on one of the most active fault lines. Whenever a quake happens, as long as it's not, like, a 6 or something, or, like, a 5.5, everybody will just be like, oh yeah, a quake happened, well, I'll just sleep through this one too. I wish I was kidding, but literally that's how it is. Man. Yeah, no, that's just how it is, man. Oh, man. Yeah, but thanks for the concern, though. Thanks for the concern, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm all right, obviously. That's what Filipinos do too. I'm very certain too. Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Like, Filipinos, like, when it comes to, like, okay, see, this is not earthquakes, but like typhoons as well. Like, okay, whenever typhoon happens in, like, the Philippines, people talk about, yeah, oh man, dude, this typhoon is devastating. Like, it's damaging a lot of stuff over there, and then when you see, like, actual, like, vloggers, like, in the Philippines, like, recording this, like, typhoon, like, in the immediate aftermath of the typhoon, you literally see outside, like, people in, like, the provinces, or, like, if this is, like, a province or, like, a village or something, you literally see people outside swimming in the flooding and stuff like that. You literally see people outside swimming in, like, all like, the rainwater and everything. That's... I don't understand why. Because that's extremely dangerous and probably a risk to your health. But that's... honestly, that's just so, like... That's just so crazy to me that to be so used to, like, certain weather occurrences like this, that you immediately know afterward that, oh shoot, typhoon happened, there's flooding, hey look, that's a pool right outside my front door. That's literally a pool right outside my front door. Sometimes you gotta admire that. How if a culture of people, or, like, if a certain, like, a subsect of people have experienced enough, like, of a certain hardship, they're basically going, like, hey yo, where can we find the bright spot in this? And apparently when it comes to typhoons, you just swim in the flooding. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of funny. Yeah. You know, actually, okay, it's almost time to end the stream, but one of the final things I'm going to talk about is basically, like, okay, so here's the thing about, like, me. I'm basically open about the fact that, like, I'm like Pinoy, right? I'm Filipino, yeah. There have been a lot of family members that have been telling me, hey, when are you gonna visit the country where your people came from and stuff like that? Alex, I'm pretty sure if you're not living in, like, your home country right now, if you were born elsewhere, I'm sure you would have families that basically say, hey, when are you gonna visit your home country and stuff like that, you know? Filipino din... I see... Alex, can I just say something? I don't know if you know this too, because I basically like told this to a couple of other like Filipino viewers that have come by and chat. I can't speak Tagalog. I'm very sorry. I can't speak Tagalog. I was born in the States. Oh no, it happens again. I know this is probably gonna be a bit with me because I kind of appreciate the fact that a lot of like Filipino viewers are just like dropping by here and like trying to talk to me in like Tagalog, and then I basically have to be straight up with them and saying like I can't speak Tagalog. Like I'm open about the fact that I'm Filipino, but I'll be open about the fact that I can't speak Tagalog. Oh, I can't speak Tagalog. I can't speak Visayan dialect or something like that. I can't do any of that. Oh man. Yeah, but yeah. See, okay, but the original thing I wanted to talk about was that, hey, you get your family, friends, and other like family members that they're saying, hey, when are you gonna visit like your home country and everything, and then me, I basically say eventually at some point, and at first I was kind of like, I kind of didn't want to go because I never really felt like a close connection with like my culture and stuff like that. Hey, it happens. There are people who like born in the States that really don't feel like a close connection with their culture because they haven't really been exposed to much of it, right? Oh, a fun fact, if you're talking about Philippines, they are now coming for you. Hey, look, if other Filipinos are coming for me, hey, yo, I don't know how to fight. I'll do my best though. I'll do my best though. You know how one of the martial arts of the Philippines is like fighting with like two short sticks or something like that? I mean, shoot, I can't do that, but I'll pick two up and then try my best, right? Hey, to the Filipinos that I have, Kali sticks. I can pick up some Kali sticks and then just flail around because I don't know what the hell I'll be doing with them. This isn't a case of me fighting like I'm Cervantes de Leon from like Soul Calibur or anything, but hey, so to all the Filipinos that have dropped by for a second, just to catch me being like a fake Pinoy. I'm very sorry, and come at me. No, but basically the last thing I wanted to say was that I originally didn't really want to go to the Philippines, but after seeing more of like the food culture especially, but just seeing like how like province life is like, because my mother, she loves watching YouTube videos with vloggers from like the provinces over there. Seeing like a very much slower way of life and much more simpler way of life makes me want to feel like, yeah, you know what, maybe I'll go there and just like visit like my mom's home province for like a day, and then like see just how it's like over there. It'll be relaxing because, hey, when you live in a metropolitan area, you kind of live life like to the same speed that everybody around you lives, like everybody else in the environment lives, right? But then going there, it'll be probably a nice change of pace. So the Philippines is one of the places where I intend to like visit. But I do have a couple of places above that, like say Japan. Japan is the biggest one. I'm gonna go to Japan. That's the first place where I will go to. Like out of every country that I want to visit, I want to go to Japan, because Japan is apparently one of the best places to go to in the world as a tourist. As for living there, I would definitely never live there, but as a tourist, I would totally just like. There's probably something like a tourist would want to see in every kind of like place in like Japan, from like north to south, from Kyushu to Hokkaido. That's number one on my list. And then the Philippines is probably like either 2 or 3 after that, between that and like Singapore, But yeah, that's basically what I want to say. I didn't really have any interest in going to the Philippines, but hey, reason or why you're going to Japan. One of the big reasons is because I'm just really like, I just really want to see Japanese, like, culture up close. And I'm not talking about, like, the day-to-day. I'm talking about, like, their history, like, their just basically their history, their historical culture and everything, all the sites, that they have everywhere. Like, at a glance, Japan is a really, like, beautiful, place in a lot of places. And not to mention, each region has their own, like, specialized, like, food. And I like the fact that if I can go to, like, a certain region of Japan, I can immediately get told, okay, this region specializes in, like, say, shio ramen. Whereas another region elsewhere specializes in, like, miso ramen and stuff like that. Just knowing that and having it be, like, sectioned off like that makes it really easy for me to go, like, all right, I want to visit here because I want to look at this specific thing and, like, do this here. And then in another region that I can basically mark out perfectly on the map, I can just go here because I want to do this specific thing as well. So, yeah. Also, I'm a very big fan of, like, Japanese culture. Because, I mean, I grew up on, like, anime, even though I don't really watch it anymore. It was a big part of my life when I was, like, younger, but that's not the main reason I want to go there anymore for. Mainly, it's just because I just want to, just experience just, like, the entirety of, like, Japan, you know? Culture, like, the entirety of the culture in Japan, not just the anime stuff. The anime stuff will probably be, like, for like, a week or something. But after that, I'm gonna go, like, try to catch, like, one of, like, the sumo tournaments there and stuff like that. Oh, imagine you wear cat ears through the airport, US to Airport, Japan. Funnily enough, I think I would get looked at funny, like, over there if I did that. Like, legitimately, I think I would get looked at funny. Because, like, I think the cat ears thing, it's like, hey, yeah, you know, people do the cat ears thing, but I think in the, like, the day-to-day life, you hardly see people, like, wearing cat ears out in public. It's a very homogenized, like, culture over there. So, I don't think I don't think I wouldn't be looked at funny there. Especially because I'm a foreigner, so, yeah. No, but yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I want to go to Japan. Yeah, I wanted to catch, like, it'll be funny, it would be funny, I might actually do that, like, maybe, like, for, like, one day, for, like, a good part of, like, one day, and if somebody, like, comes up to me and asks me about it, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what, there's this guy in my chat, he put me up to it. Yeah, but, yeah. Oh yeah, I want to touch on this a little bit more because this is one of the bigger reasons that recently came up of why I want to go to Japan is actually why I actually want to see, like, a sumo tournament, like, even if it's just for like one day, even if they're just for one day. I'm a really big fan of sumo wrestling, so yeah, that's basically one of the things I wanted to see. And another thing I wanted to see is a dramatic Dream Team pro wrestling show, a DDT pro wrestling show. If you've ever seen like clips of just Japanese pro wrestling where, like, they're wrestling, like, outside for some reason in, like, a bookstore or, like, in an abandoned apartment or, like, at a water park, or, like, they're wrestling using characters like knockoff Ronald McDonald's or, like, a giant, like, panda mascot, that's DDT pro wrestling. I want to catch one of their shows. That's one of my priorities when I go to Japan. I want to catch a DDT pro wrestling show. Oh, today we're going to wear cat ears within 24 hours in Japan. Hey, I'll do it if somebody basically gives me a bet. I could like, if somebody bets me to do it, and like, for me completing that bet, it would have to be like a good reward for it too. But yeah, that's some of the many reasons why I want to go to Japan first. Yeah, but anyway, I'm basically coming up at about an hour. I got dinner coming up in about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna have to, like, end the stream right now. But thank you for dropping by, Alex, and chatting for a bit. I'm like I said, it might be the day after tomorrow. We'll see. The next stream is gonna be like a gaming stream, so I can truly see how well this, like, internet holds up. But yeah, thanks for dropping by. This VOD, I will try to upload it to my stream archives on, like, YouTube. I'll try to do that tonight, but that depends on if the internet times out or not. If it times out, I'll just upload it tomorrow. So yeah, that's it for now. So, like I said, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for anybody else that's dropped that has dropped by. I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Like I said, this was just like an internet test, and because it worked out pretty well, we're gonna try to keep going with this until it becomes unbearable. So yeah, thank you again, and I'm gonna go off and get prepped. I'm gonna prepare myself for some good dinner tonight, and probably an ensuring food coma. So yeah. Take care, have a good night, and or good morning if it's morning where you're at. And until next time, goodbye, and have a good day.